Okay, it's day 2 at Acquisitions Marketing event. And one of the biggest, breakthroughs today is one of the common themes that I've been probably talking about for the last 4 or 5 years is, and I heard this from the HubSpot founder, which is stop talking about funnels and start thinking about flywheels. And so everything that they function on is on a flywheel. And what that really means is one thing pushes and makes the other things work, and the inputs become the outputs and simultaneously become back the inputs. I know it's a confusing concept, but it's basically how do I create a snowball effect in everything that I do, and how can I stop doing one-off things that are linear in effectiveness. So meaning, if I create one event like this one, can I get video content like this right now? And can I use this to post it on a different place so that it uses maximum leverage for the outputs that I'm putting in? Meaning, I do it one time, then I can use this information, put it on YouTube, put it on my Facebook like I am now, put it on Instagram, on LinkedIn, create a process to go from funnels to a flywheel, right? Can I teach someone, can I make a little PDF document of the things that I just learned here from one thing? And so really the biggest concept or the biggest breakthroughs is that everything that they're running through is through the concept of a flywheel. And I love that term. I learned this term from Jim Collins in the book Good to Great. That was the first time I ever read about a flywheel. And ever since, I haven't been able to really think without that lens of like, how do I create one time that can multiply forever? How can I use my one effort, one day, and make multiple different things from it? And so that's really the biggest breakthrough, aside from like, yes, some marketing things and posting and whatnot, and using AI to make marketing videos and cuts and edits and all that stuff. Yes, those are mechanical things and tactical things, but if you just think and start in terms of like a flywheel, that's number one. And then number two, specifically for bigger business owners doing 5 million to 10 million plus, they were talking about stop thinking in org charts and start thinking in workflows. So meaning there's typically like an org chart to a business, and everybody reports to a certain person and da. And so they said, well, you just need to document what the workflow is specifically for the outcome that you're trying to achieve. And that's a pretty big concept because most traditional businesses will talk on the sense of like, what's the org chart and all that concept, right? But the challenge there becomes who makes decisions, when do they make decisions, how do they make decisions? And if you just document workflows, then it's easier to have decision-making processes because it's a trigger that goes into the system that creates a result, that starts a process that creates a result, and then it gives a feedback loop. So again, another flywheel. That's a common theme that you're going to hear probably not only from me, but every business owner that does very, very well in business. They talk about a flywheel or lack thereof. They were given a really, really good example of how Best Buy had a linear growth. They had a growth like this. And the reason why essentially Netflix was able to beat them in the whole concept of thing is because they created a flywheel. So they created a concept or a process where there are more videos that are on a platform. The more people view on that platform, the more videos or creators start creating videos on that platform, which makes the flywheel or the spindle start moving faster and faster and faster. And essentially that's really, if I had to sum up like what's the biggest outcome from day 2, is that, yeah, we're going to learn some AI stuff, which is pretty cool and neat, but it's more of the concept of like, how do I create a flywheel from this process? Not the funnel, but what's the flywheel? How do I create one thing that builds upon itself for like one thing? How can I make multiple things off of this? And yeah, you get anything from that today, just to let me know in the comments.